Okay. Well, I just want to say hello. Turn that off so I'm not so crazy bright. I want to say hello, and I am excited to be here. We are ready for week 3 with our February stamp set, which is on the farm. Does it help that that bright light is shining right at it? You'll see it when I change cameras, when you can see my work surface. But it is week 3, which means we are making a Christmas card using On the Farm. And we're also making a fun fold, which is a step card today. And it's going to take us a little while, so let me switch cameras and we'll get started. Need to stop the video to switch cameras. Okay. We have On the Farm, which is our featured stamp set for February. And we're also going to use the retired Piece to Use stamp set today with our Christmas card. Any stamp set you have that has the Holy Family, any dies, anything like that will absolutely work to recreate this card. But I am using the retired Piece to Use stamp set. I'm going to put these aside because we are not stamping first. We are going to score our card base to make our step card. I have a piece of Starry Sky cut 4 1/4 by 11, and we are going to score it on the long side at several different measurements. We start with, so look at my measurement cheat sheet. Okay, we start with 3. And 6. 7 1/2. 9. And 10. And then we're going to fold our card and get it all ready for all the pieces. We start by folding all the score lines we just made, do a mountain fold, and then a ballot fold on all of them. So if you're left with a card that looks like this. It's 3 steps in increasing sizes. Now I already have the paper that we're going to glue onto our steps cut to size. And so for our smallest step, I have a piece of Granny Apple Green cardstock and cut at, let me look, 7/8 by 4 1/8. And then I have a piece of the On Day at the Farm cardstock that we're going to put on it, cut at 3/4 by 4. I put a little too much glue on that, so we're just going to use this piece of Designer Series paper and pick some of it up. All right, and then we will glue the smallest pieces together. Set them aside for a minute, and then we'll be gluing them on the first step. Now, our second piece step, we have cardstock cut at 1 3/8 by 4 1/8, and the Designer Series paper is cut at 1 3/4 by 4. We're going to stick them together. And then for the final step, we're using different cardstock and DSP. We're using basic white that is cut at 2 7/8 by 4 1/8, and a piece of the Enjoy the Journey cardstock cut at 2 3/4 by 4. We'll put those together. All of the Designer Series paper used today on this card is currently available as a celebration item. So if you like what you're seeing, you can place an order of $50 or more and get yourself some of this Designer Series paper as your celebration item. Now this goes on the back step. And this is the middle. And the smallest goes on the front. And I do have another piece of basic white cut for the back of our card, which is where you can write your message. I have not yet decided what I'm going to stamp on it. So unless I decide and we do that, I will be waiting to add this. Smallest. That's right there on the front. Okay. And now I'm going to set this aside, and we are going to pull out the mini Stampin' Cut and Emboss. I have some tips and tricks for you in using your mini cut and emboss machine. We are going to be cutting some animals that will go on our set. Now, in your On the Farm stamp set, you have stamps that you could create all of these animals. You can stamp them, you can color them with markers, watercolor pencils, pens, whatever you want. And then either fussy cut them if you don't have the die set and machine, or there are dies that are frames for those 3 animals. I will cut them out for you without using scissors. However, there is also a paper pattern in the celebration on Day at the Farm paper that has those animals already printed. They're in the same size as the dots. So what we're going to do today is just cut out the already done animals. Now, tip and trick that I've heard for getting your mini Stampin' Cut and Emboss machine to run smoothly is to make an E with your plates. That means, I don't know if you can see down here, you start the second plate not quite at the same top, and then when you put the top plate on, you put it further in, so that it ends up looking like this. Okay. It also will help if you don't run the machine on something that can shift and move, like my cutting or my grid paper, but that's where I'm using it today. Now I cut out just the cow and the sheep. My sheep cut die slid a little bit. And so did the cows. Let me try. I really need to bring in some washi tape to put down my dies and keep them where I want them. Someday I'll remember to do that. Now let's send that through. I have a few animals already cut out there. Here is my cow and sheep. And now I'm going to get my stamparatus. We're going to do our stamping. Doesn't matter which side you put your hinges on, but I just prefer them on my left side. I feel I have more control that way. And my least to use stamps are rubber backed, so they do not need the foam mat or the foam mat. I'm leaving myself an option for something I was thinking about earlier. I don't know that I'll do it, but I'd like to at least have the option. I lay down my magnets. Slide that one a little bit. I'm going to pick up my stamp and ink it up with Starry Sky ink. Going to add a little more ink and try that one more. All right. Now we'll move this down. And the paper. And while I'm stamping, I'm not sure I'm going to put a sentiment on the front. I think that I'm actually going to put a sentiment on the back. And although I think that piece of paper I just stamped on is the back, so I'm just going to wait. Yep, I'll cut a new one, put sentiments on it. It will be on my blog. When this goes up on my blog at adaptivecrafting.com. Okay. Silly me. Going to cut this out and see if I want to create a mat for it. I actually could just cut it out with a small mat around it. That's what I'm doing. I'm going to use my scissors. Actually, I'm going to line this up where I think I want it. Get the diagonal. And I cut that too close. So we're just going to cut the diagonal off right there. Okay. See if I like it this way or if I need to go cut another frame. Just put it right there. we are just going to adhere the Holy Family to the center of the largest step with the night sky. Then we're going to figure out what we want to do with these animals. Okay. I think I'm gonna make sure both cows are out in the fields, because these cows are not looking at the Holy Family. And I really think the animals that would have been in the stable that first Christmas night would have been looking at their special guests. And I want to put the final sheep actually on the back in the frame with the Holy. If you want more animals on your card, you can cut more out of the pattern paper, you can stamp more, whatever you want to do. But there is my step card. We have the fields with some of the farm animals in the front, and then the Holy Family with another sheep on the third step. And this is how it will come when you get it out of your envelope. There will be a white on the back that is stamped with sentiments, and also where you can write, and then it opens up to create this scene. I hope you enjoy the Christmas card with the On the Farm stamp set, and come back next Thursday at 2. We will be creating something with some of the smaller dies and stamps out of the On the Farm stamp and die set. I will see you all then.